We can
Milestone
chase you up.
reached. Drones provide automated low-capacity aerial transport between drone stations. Stations need to be supplied with any kind
Yeah,
of
there we
fuel
go.
for the drones to function.
I wonder what their
Fixit had
range is
several
like.
restrictions in place prohibiting creative use of drones. I have since removed those because I think no pioneer would ever misuse Fixit property right under their noses. Especially since everything is recorded.
Drone ports. Can have one other port assigned as their transport destination. Okay, so that uses a bunch of high-speed connectors and stuff as well. That uses a portable miner for some reason. Okay. Why not, I suppose. 9 inventory slots. Can use any fuel type. But how long does it last? I wonder what its range is like. Because I have biofuel that I could just give it for the time being, right? Would it work on solid biofuel? Or does it have to be something packaged? I have packaged fuel. So I guess we start actually using that. Refuels at any of its connected ports if possible. So if the port over at the oil has the packaged fuel going into it, assuming that packaged fuel is fine. Okay, so we'll need 20 high-speed connectors. High-speed connectors, maybe that's the next thing to have you make. Yeah, possibly. Or actually, honestly, computers. Because we have cable coming down here, like it uses much of the same ingredients, right? High-speed connector, it just uses quick wire instead of plastic. But I want to use more plastic. Interesting. So we just need to channel quick wire into that as well, and then we can just use exactly the same other inputs. That's interesting. Then we have no use for plastic anymore, it seems. Which is kind of funny. Are we just transitioning away from plastic now? Because we've got a bit of a backlog of computers currently. Though we're going to need computers still because we need computers for supercomputers, right? Yes, we do. As well as high-speed. Okay, so we actually need both. That's the thing, is we do need both. So we have the cable coming over here. It's being split off awkwardly, so we're only getting a very small amount. Oh, because it's splitting up both ways, because it's also going into here. But you're not actually using, you're just an extra repository, and you're almost full, in fact. So that's kind of funny. So maybe we do actually use you. Oh, but we'd have to get Caterium all the way up here, right? Because that doesn't work either. Circuit boards we also don't have an easy way to split at the moment. It's all a little bit awkward based on how I've got things going currently. You're making 45 per minute, using 90 cable per minute. We've got 60, 60, 60. We've got 180 being produced. Because we're using 40 to make stators, we're using 50 to make those, so that's 90, and then 90, so we're using it exactly, in fact. 45 per minute, which means that 15 is going off to each of these channels. You're full, you're not. We're also going to be needing to put more into here at some point to feed this monstrosity. In fact, somewhat soon. Our stators could actually be a good target for our Somas looping, quite frankly. Let's pull it out of here for the AI limiters. Because these are, like, infinite anyway, we're not using lots of them, whereas the stators, we're using 5 per minute. Oh, that's more than what we're producing, isn't it? But you're almost full. Well, no, not anymore. You were almost full, but we used a bunch up. We're only making 4 per minute. And 5 per... We're making exactly what we need. Okay, well, we're now making 10 per minute. You're making 4 per minute. You are running out of rods. That's an interesting thing that I did not expect to have happen. Okay, so you are making 30 per minute rods, but you're my only rod production. But I thought that was fine, but you have run out. Okay, that's interesting. So, why? You're using 20 per minute. So that only leaves 10 per minute, that's true. And that's going over here for you. You're using 24 per minute. Alright, well. How about we back you up? Actually, no, that's fine. We just need to make more rods. If we only have one dude making rods at the moment, we can do better than that. That's our status. We can overclock all of this or upgrade the mine. We have so many power shards, we could just overclock it. You're already overclocked maximum, but we can... Somehow, we'd have to reroute things a little bit. But we could then put in another rod production. It's a case of the fact that I can't split this off to go somewhere else is the problem. Because ideally I'd make the rods over here to go straight into that if I could. I could split off the ore instead. I could move the smelter slightly. Split off the ore. So currently that's only, 60, but we can overclock it easily enough. Rather than overclocking the smelter. Smelter. Let's just do... I'm not going to be able to tell... Oh, there we go. Cool. And then have you go up there. Deconstruct this to put a splitter in line. Like that. And just have you going around like that. And then we've got to get past all of this stuff is the problem. Because I've put all of my crap in the way. I guess we can go over the power line that we've got there that's rigged up to go up top. We can go over that. That helps if I connect this up too. And let's overclock that so it's now 60 coming out. Iron ingots for you. And you know what? Let's just do a partial overclock for now. Yeah, we don't have room for a smelter here, so we're just going to run this over here or something. Actually, we could put a container, like stack containers up or something. Just put it on this container. Huh, not sure. Maybe we can fit the smelter down the back here instead. I kind of like having a bit of a path that I can run around though. We can put the smelter here. This is just becoming an absolute mess. But that's not too surprising. Okay, yeah, because we've got the plates going in there. This is going to clip badly if we do this though. This constructor is just random, right? This is just one that we slap down for ourselves. Yeah, we can just deconstruct this. Let's go get rid of that. Almost got bashed into by that. But let's just get rid of all of these for now. And that will stop our rods from running out over here. Because that is not good that this was actually running out. Now, this we can ignore, and in fact we can get rid of. That steel production is not long for this world anyway. And then we just have this container of steel that we just need to move at some point, but we don't have the ability to do that right now. Okay, this is our special production for that. It's kind of in an annoying place now, unfortunately, because this is all off on its own. Which means that this can technically just move entirely. If we needed to, we could just like lift and shift, essentially. So we definitely don't need the plates coming in into another repository. They can just feed in directly and it can just go above the other one. So let's just deconstruct that and that and this. We'll worry about moving the container another time. Because this should be able to just connect up there directly. There we go. It's kind of going down and then up again, which is a bit awkward. It doesn't need to go that high either. I didn't actually check. It only needs to go that high. There we go. Perfect. Sits over the top nicely. Good. Alright, now. Smelter. As long as it's got enough room for a lifter, that's all that matters. It needs to be able to go past there is the problem. This should be fine. This is fine. Maybe. This is fine. Just over the top of the power pole and just underneath there. Okay. I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all. Iron ingots. You are not going to be overclocked at all. Let's just fire you up with the excess that I have on me anyway. Alright, and then we want a constructor over here. That's too close, isn't it? No. No, it's actually not. Makes no difference. Alright. Good. You are going to make rods. Oh, we could make steel. Oh, I forgot about that. We could be making steel rods instead. Oh, it's 48 per minute. I forgot that we had that alternate. That's fine. I'm decommissioning the steel. That's the thing. I want to decommission that steel. So that's fine. We don't want that right now. It's funny that that's there when that's right there. That's funny. Actually, that's going to... Yeah, that's no longer a thing. We do that instead. Rods. Get rid of the ingots that I have on me. That poor plant is getting a bit squished, but too bad. Or is it? Because we could... I mean, that would have to go like that, and that's clipping really badly. Or it would have to go like that, which is actually fine. Either way, the plant gets it, but... can I pick these up? I can. Okay, well, that makes that easy. I've got to find somewhere to put them, but... Oh, you stupid thing. Okay, there we go. It does depend on which end you start it. That's interesting. Well, that looks kind of cool now. I like that. Alright, and then that will feed in rods at a steady rate. And that's 15. And it uses 24 currently, okay. Ah, that's right, this needs to be overclocked. Now it makes 30. Uses 30 and it makes 30. And it only uses 24, which means that it is going to back up. Now, our power is in trouble. And I think that's because we have oil problems again. So you're no longer making those, because I need to feed you some more casings, okay. I want casings to be the last thing that runs out. All of those metal plates is more of an issue. So we already have a backlog of metal plates, right? Yes. Okay, well, we can just make another container somewhere and just stick them into it. Because why not? In fact, you know what? Why are we doing this when we can have another container on top here? Keep some on me, that's fine. Oh, it's lower? Oh, that's awkward. Okay, well how about we do that? And then we have this. We'll do that. There we go. Looks ugly as hell, but whatever. We have that extra storage dealt with. And because it's plates, they just slide underneath anyway. You have run out of materials again? What do you need? Oh, you need the industrial beams this time. And then more modular frames as well. I don't know, maybe we just don't bother? I don't know, we should have extra industrial beams, so that should be fine. And it's so much easier for us to get over here now. Oh yeah, we've got plenty. Good. In fact, we'll do that. And this is kind of the thing where people will have an enclosed factory. And my thinking is, well, but at some point, you get the ability to fly around, right? I don't want to be hemmed in. If I'm flying, I want to be able to do it without banging into things all the time. Okay, so our AI limiters should be also being produced, and then we've got to worry about the high-speed connectors. So we've got a bunch of those. What was it that the high-speed connectors... They needed more quick wire, wasn't it? Yeah. So that's the thing, is I'm going to start running out of quick wire soon. I say running out. I mean... I have plenty, but I am going to be using more than I produce. So it's because it's 60, and it's 37.5. That doesn't leave me much overhead. We almost need to just put down some... Well, one, foundations, probably, if we're going to do it properly. And two, just put down some manufactories so we can see, okay, this is what we need. We can make some stuff just ourselves in the meantime, in terms of, like, the high-speed connectors we need right now for these things, we can make ourselves. So we need 40 high-speed connectors. And that means we can get 2 drone ports, because I at the very least want to see what is involved with them. Before we go anywhere else... drone port. How big are they, first of all? Huge. Okay. And you have 2 things coming in and 1 going out. Okay. So maybe we produce a foundation. Have it so it's actually on the universal grid. Let's just make it basically a pillar. And then we'll have the drone port. Presumably it needs to be, like, properly on it. It can't be just sticking out like that. So it's going to have to be based on it properly. That's annoying. I was hoping that I'd be able to have it just like that, basically. So what do we need? Like a 4x4, I guess? We'll make a 3x3 first, and we'll see if that's enough. I suspect probably not. Of course, missing materials as well. I do actually see surfaces too uneven disappears. Good. Okay, so now we just need the aluminium stuff. And now... So we probably didn't need it to be quite as big as it was. But if we put that there... Ah yeah, so it's actually extending out too far this side. Alright, now, the point being that we then have this coming up here. Because yeah, this will only go out. So first we need to make a drone as well. Where do we make the drone? Oh, like here. we make it myself. Alright, let's take some AI limiters out too then. Oh yeah, so we specifically make it, yes, here. Good. Has a drone assigned to it. Lovely. And then it doesn't know where it's going yet. Port. First we need to select a destination. Okay, so we have enough to make another drone port, right? Yes, good. Then we go to our oil base. And boom. Oh, it thinks we're still hovering, because I see the power draining. That's funny. Is that going to have any weird interaction, I wonder? It thinks it ran out of power. I guess it means that when I come out the other side, I'll just be hovering? Zoom. Zoom. Gotta go fast now. I wasn't hovering. Now I am. And then, oh, does it depower even when I'm not using it? Surely not. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, I could do with a couple of boost points along here. Oh, what's going to happen when we get up to the top, I wonder? We haven't tested that yet. Are we going to just go flying, or are we going to... Oh, we're going to really slow down, that's true. So this is the point where we're like, do we connect up, or do we stop? Okay. I think if I jumped or something, then maybe it would stop me, but otherwise it does just link on. Okay. So, that means that we probably want the packager to be more permanent now. That's the other thing. Which means we probably want it splitting off from this side instead. We want a splitter to be fitted to the top of this, so that it can go off a different direction. Yeah, these are all failing because this isn't producing enough, because plastic is backed up, right? Is that's... Okay, not plastic, must be rubber. Rubber's backed up again. Okay, so that rubber goes into the sink. We are about to start using a lot more plastic, but not yet. So we almost need to reroute this around a different way. But for now, let's actually start packaging by grabbing the... Grab these out to go over the side anyway, while I'm here. I love that my range is so much for just dropping things into containers. Okay, so then you can get started again. If we change this to do this, can it do that? Splitter, do that, and then deconstruct that, and just put that like that. Okay. And then there's a power pole in the way, annoyingly, but we can actually move that if we want to. It's powering that refinery and passing it on. Okay. And it's coming from over there. Okay, let's just stop that for now. Just do that and power that, coming from across there and chaining it on to apparently that one when it should be this one. There we go. That's a bit less crazy. Now, over here is where we need a constructor. This is for the packager again. So we do that there. We do that there. So then have this come across like so. And then that do that. And we tell you to make empty canisters. And you will make 60 per minute. And how many get used? 40 per minute. Okay, so we want to tone it down and we just go 40 per minute. So you don't really want a backlog. We already have a backlog. And we can put plastic in you and give you power from somewhere. You're already all full. Huh. You're going through something. Let's do you instead. Do that. There we go. And then we can decommission the empty container thing from over here if we want to. Or not, honestly. Honestly, I think we just keep this going as well. Why not? Because we have this backlog of plastic. We have a problem with the amount of plastic that we have. So that's fine. Basically, let's just make a control tower, almost. Vertical. Let's just go up here. So if we then just do like 1 meter there, that will actually be acceptable. There we go. It'll let me put it in like one place and one place only. Alright. Now, this port here, I guess, is for fuel. Looks like. Let's prioritize that. So let's have a lift going up to about there. We could even just stack containers up. So now we can have packaged fuel going up there. It'll be interesting to see how much it uses. Oh, we also need to be able to build another drone. Oh no, we don't need to build another drone, of course. We just, yeah. We can go all ports, drone, this port. And then we also want to connect from here. We can have the input here drop down this far. Pressed it twice accidentally. Do that, and then do this. And, you know, maybe we actually want to make this quick. So it goes zoom, and we'll fill that up and keep it full. Alright. So this is where it can reliably be refueled. Well, let's take some more plastic back with me anyway. And we'll just hypertube back for now. You are not in danger of filling up yet, so that's fine. You're making excess packaging, but also you are making plenty of packaging going in here. You're staying full. You're doing exactly what's needed. Good. You're going to fill up eventually, and everything will back up again, but for now that's fine. You're also producing a lot of this, which I don't have any use for yet. Unless I then also produce fabric? Was that something that I could do now? I forget how much a constructor needs. Not actually that much, actually. It fits on one. That's nice. So can this make fabric? Like, alternate? No. Okay. So, what does then? Parts. Fabric. Oh, it uses water. Oh, it uses refinery. Huh. Okay, polyester fabric. Interesting. Alright. I mean, there's a lake right here. So we need a refinery here. Huh, okay. Which I think needs to be about that big. Okay, well we made it too big, but that's fine. We do have excess water, but not enough excess water, I think. So if we choose polyester fabric, what does it use? It uses 30 per minute and 30 water per minute. What does this produce? 30 per minute. Huh, well, what about that? But yeah, then it uses 30 water per minute, which I don't think we have spare, technically. What do we have spare? Each of these is 180 for 360. There are... how many of these? Each one uses 45. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Does that make sense? 7... yeah, because 7 25s is the 225. Wait, no. No, it's 175, sorry. 175 is 7. Yeah, 7. So 7 45s is... well, 7 50s is 350. So then... wait, so then these are... I'm producing way more water than I need. Okay, oh, cool. I think we're fine then. In which case, we just need a junction going off the back here somehow. We don't want it going up too much, though we can also fit a pressure pump if we need to. So put a junction on here and have it angle up diagonally. I mean, we can literally just do that and it just clips through things, but it doesn't care. But noodle is fine. Doesn't like horizontal to vertical, but auto is fine. Auto and noodle are fine. Let's just do that then. There we go. It's just running... okay, it's clipping slightly through the packager, which could be moved anyway. That's fine. Oh, yeah, okay, this is way weirder than it needs to be. Okay, you know what? Let's just move this refinery back, and it doesn't need to be here. Let's just move it all the way back here, so it just fits there where it needs to be. That's fine, right? Because then this can just do this. And then this can just do this. And it's not clipping as much anymore. It even lets me do the horizontal to vertical now. Which is interesting. So then it's going to clip through the other thing. Actually, I think that's better. Squeezes through things. That's funny. And then we choose the polyester fabric. We need to power it. There's a power thing right here. So its power point is at the back. So let's run this back here instead. Do that. It's got water coming in. It's got rubber coming in. Of course it does. I forgot about that. We need to clear out this container, because it previously had rubber. Oh dear. I mean, it'll fill up at the same sort of rate, so it's actually fine, kind of. Right, well that's that solved. Now we still need to power this. We never got, like, wall sockets or anything like that, did we? You've got a spare slot, though. There you go. Easy. Okay, now you're powered. The other one isn't, though, so we still need to go back and power the other one. That's part of the problem. Thump. Ah, he's respawned. Yeah, there we go. Didn't even need me to reload the game. I must need to build something. It must be like kind of Minecraft and stuff like that, where you need to plonk a building down to stop the respawn. God, we go fast now. And then we can immediately start flying. Gorgeous. Alright, yep, we had run out of plastic. Okay, there you go. Now, we needed to power this. Because of course, I don't know why I didn't think of that. Let's put that in line there, and put that there, and then do that. And now, we have a drone. So, and it says not enough fuel, so let's fuel it. Okay, now it's saying take off. Uses 74 per trip. Is that per return trip? Is it going to run out? And it's going to take 3 minutes and 43 seconds to get there. So it can refuel when it gets there, but it can't refuel when it gets here. That's a bit of a problem. It almost needs to also transport fuel. We do need to have a container just hanging around here somewhere that holds fuel that can go into that. I mean, we can extend our foundations a little bit. Just do that. Don't do that one. And then just do that. Now we just need to grab some more fuel and put that in there. And it'll keep it fueled a little while. Okay, so we're finished with this. What was the next thing I was going to do with this? I can't remember, and I should leave it until next time because I need to have lunch. So let's not bother trying to do all of that stuff now, okay? Because that's just silly. Yeah, all of this stuff's run out, and that's fine. But we have a drone. It's going somewhere. It's apparently already there. And it'll be interesting to see if it comes back. And if it comes back, whether or not it has enough... Because it can refuel there, but does it have enough fuel after it comes back? Probably not. So it uses 74 to get there, fills up, uses 74 to get back, but then it's not going to have enough fuel. It's now en route, apparently. Can I actually see my drones moving? Oh yeah, it's moving, apparently. Yep, there it is. It's coming. Alright. Doesn't feel like it's been 3 minutes, but... And it might just be a case of, yeah, we just have to either somehow tell it to also bring fuel with it, which seems difficult. We can work out some sort of convoluted flow rate sort of thing that it'll fill up with mostly plastic but partially fuel. But then it's only got one output is the problem. So I think the refueling thing is probably going to be me alone. So where is it coming? I don't know whether or not to look up or... Where is it? Drone? Where are you? There you are! There it is. Okay. I mean, I don't need to worry about rails or anything with it. So that's nice. And down it comes, and then we'll just see what fuel it's got. And I bet it says that it doesn't have enough. Docking. So the docking process takes a little while. Fair enough. And it's down. I want to see what it looks like when it comes in. Still docking. Why does it take so long to dock? There we go. And then it takes a while to leave. But now it says it's taking off. So it's dumped it. But then this can only... it's transferring 4 or 5 items per minute. Okay, so I'm hoping the 74 per trip means that it's actually... is a round trip. So it can refuel when it gets there perfectly fine. And it's 19.8 per minute, and we're... yeah, round trip requirements. Yes, 74 point... Okay, no hover over for that, but a hover over for this. Where? There we go. The amount of fuel required, but per round trip. Cool, okay. We should actually make this a Mark IV. Just to get rid of it as quickly as we can. I don't know whether or not we can have multiple drones going to the same port. I think we can. I think it's just that an individual drone can only go from, like, do one route. And that's it. Okay, so I think we've solved that then. And then our fuel production rate... if we just put packager down and take a look at this, 40 per minute, so it's making twice as much as it needs to. Excellent, which means it'll back up, but that's fine. It'll only back up so far as the oil, and then it won't produce as much stuff, and then we've got the fabric being produced. Oh, which we didn't put a container on the back of the fabric, but that's fine. Alright, I'm going to call it here, because I need to have lunch. We'll worry about choosing a new milestone and all of that good stuff next time. We now have plastic coming in an automated fashion, which is nice, especially since we're going to start needing more of it, I think. So that's cool. Excellent. Let's go up. Oh, can we still go up here? Because we've got a conveyor belt going across here now. Oh, we can. Okay. We could probably hover up here, to be honest. Yeah, we can literally just do this now. We can now stand on top of our lookout tower instead of being a pleb. That's funny. And then we can just jump off and then start hovering. Oh, I love this hover pack. Cool. And we get to watch our drone. I saw it. There it is. Nice. It must do a certain height above ground or something. And it's following a certain path, it seems. There it is. I wonder why it follows that path. But here it comes. Drones always look so... like, it looks almost kind of realistic, because that's kind of how drones look to me, is they look unreal. Just because of they move so fluidly through the air, and you think they shouldn't. They should have to flap or something, but they just don't. Still a floating plastic, though, which is a problem. I wonder if that means it'll fill up over time. Something to worry about next time. For now, we have achieved quite a lot in this episode. I think we've slapped in another radar tower, we've stabilized our aluminium production to an extent by running silica to it. We haven't actually run copper to it, we've got to go back and collect stuff at some point. And we're just going to have a stack of containers somewhere where we keep putting our aluminium stuff in until we find enough things to use it. And that'll largely be our advanced components. But if that all backs up, it doesn't really matter. So that's fine. Yeah, other than that, we've just got to start ramping up our production of, like, computing components in order to make supercomputers and things like that. All that and more to enjoy later. For now, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.